At the Quartermain mansion, Gloria tells Lois she hopes everything will be okay, and Yuri says he can fix this. Gloria cries if they don't fix this, then they'll kill her dog Zitty. Yuri insists nobody will kill Zitty and to follow his lead. Felicia stops by Maxie's new place to pick up James. But Maxie says Cody came and got him to take him to the Quartermains. Felicia looks at all the boxes, and Maxie says she tried to save money by ordering furniture you have to put together yourself. But she can't do it and calls it another example of one of her stupid financial decisions. She also admits she rung up a lot of credit card debt during the lawsuit against Deception, as she could only afford the minimum payments. Maxie explains it will be months if not years for Deception to get out of its own debt, and for her to make the salary she was. She also says the kids are getting older and need a lot more, and she's never been good with being frugal. She's in over her head and doesn't know what to do. Felicia offers to write her a check and will look into what she and Mac can liquidate to help her. Maxie refuses as she's a grown woman and will get herself out of this. Felicia doesn't believe she can at these interest rates. Felicia says she's not alone in this. Many people are in the same situation, and she needs to stop the debt before it gets worse. Maxie can't take her and Mac's money as they saved it for themselves to travel. Felicia believes they can travel and help her, and when Deception makes money again, they can work out a payment plan. Maxie doesn't want to bail herself out at the expense of her mom and Mac. Alexis returns to the Port Charles Grill, having left her phone, only to see Molly meeting with the surrogate matcher. The matchmaker has a new list of candidates for her to look over, and Molly says she and TJ will get back to her. The woman walks off, and Alexis goes over to Molly's table. Molly wasn't expecting to see her, and Alexis explains that she left her phone here earlier and came to retrieve it. She saw what appeared like an intense meeting, and she's here to listen if she needs to talk. Molly admits she's looking for a new surrogate and shows her the folder of candidates. Alexis looks through the candidates and approves of all of them, but can sense Molly is still worried. Molly opens up that TJ has no idea she's doing this and wants to take time so as to not go through another heartbreak. She sees TJ's point, but Dr. Navarro gave her hope that this could work. She wants to meet with the matchmaker again, but Alexis notes, without telling TJ, Molly only took the meeting to see if there were more candidates, and now that she knows there are, Alexis advises she talk to TJ as moving forward with this has to be what they both want. At the hospital, Martin arrives to see Finn, who asks Martin to represent him. Martin has to be transparent as this case is going to be a tough one to win. Finn appreciates his honesty and says he feels he made things worse. He explains the hospital's attorney came to talk to him, and Martin stops him and says he needs to know the hospital won't have his back. Finn says he's about the 10th person to tell him that. Martin says their lawyer will try to prove that he alone and not the hospital were responsible for Muldoon's death. Finn vents he had a tapeworm and he treated it, and the only way to find out he had cancer would be to do follow-up tests, and he refused to come in for them. He explains the GH lawyer is trying to claim he should have known the cancer was present from the initial tests. Diddy Clark, the GH lawyer, interrupts the meeting, and she has more questions for Finn. Martin states Finn won't answer any questions until the deposition and says if the hospital hired her to shift all the blame on Finn, then he will shift the blame back onto the hospital. Martin suggests there is an alternative. He argues Muldoon's death was a tragedy, an unforeseen one the hospital and Finn couldn't prevent. She can't reveal her strategy, but she can't wait to have her questions answered in the deposition. She sees herself out. Finn tells Martin he can see why Alexis speaks so highly of him. Martin preps him on how to answer questions for the deposition, and not to offer up more information when answering a question than necessary.